Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Monday, June 13th. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be talking with Kim Cosens, who's the festival director, and he's on the board for the Harry Wenger Marching Band Festival coming up this coming weekend. And then later on in the show, we'll be on location interviewing Julianna Skluzacek, who's about to put her 100th play into launch next weekend, and that's 1776. So you'll want to stay with us and hear about those interesting topics. And then the Owatonna Today Show welcomes your comments and suggestions regarding guests and show topics. You can do so by emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by calling our show's producer, Leanne T, at 390-5751. Now, we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Kim Cosens to hear all about the band festival. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here visiting with Kim Cosens. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Thank you, Linda. It's my pleasure to be here.
Oh, festival director and board chair. Not too busy, are we?
Well, it sounds busy, but I've got a lot of other people helping to do most of the work. So
I'm sure you do. So you're here to tell us all about the Marching Band Festival that's coming up. But before we do, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the festival?
Sure. I was a band director in my former life for 20 years, and during that time frame I had opportunity to attend many festivals, either as a judge or competing in them myself. And so I kind of learned all the things that I would change if I was going to have our own festival. And in talking with the band director here in Owatonna and a lot of the local parents that supported the marching arts, and we really felt it would be a great idea to put something like that together here for Owatonna to enjoy and to really be a benefit to kids. So after a lot of work, in fact a couple of years of work of researching and figuring things out, we were able to bring forward the Harry Wenger Marching Band Festival.
What is involved in bringing a festival to town? You know, you mentioned the work,
right,
so to speak. Just a few, if you could touch on a few areas. That,
oh, sure, absolutely.
I mean, your average person wouldn't know how to just take it from nothing. And
correct. Well, it's it's a lot. I'd give you a quick summary, I would guess. We would invite the different schools to compete that we think would be interested in the state of Minnesota. It does cover the whole state. These are schools that participate in the summer circuit. There is a fall field show circuit, but then the summer circuit, there's a certain number of schools, I would say about 20 schools or so that compete in the summer. Then we get invitations to them. They decide if they're going to come. We figure out everything from the judging panel. We hire a judges association to take care of a lot of this for us. All of the awards and trophies that go with it, the travel stipends, the getting the community prepared in terms of working a lot with the city. Chris Busey is on our board, and she does a great job in helping to coordinate the park and rec and the city and the county's involvement in, you have some road closures, you've got use of the park space, you've got use of the streets. So there's a lot of people that are involved. Then obviously there's the marketing side of things, whether that's the website or Facebook or just the things that we get into the newspaper. We have great support from the Owatonna People's Press, and so programs like yours that help us to get the word out. There's just lots of work, not even talking about the number of volunteers that we need. We've got a volunteer coordinator on our board that puts together well over 50 volunteers the day of that help us to make sure things run smoothly.
how many people would you say from A to Z are involved?
When you count all the people that will be in town for the performance, whether they're from Owatonna or from other communities supporting their students in those bands and the bands, we figure there's between 4,000 and 5,000 people involved.
Wow, well, hats off to you. And how many on the committee?
We have about, I believe, 7 of us that are officially on the board, and then we've got some committees off of that help us. So
A lot of work.
a lot of work, but a lot of great people.
A lot of fun, and it's very well attended here in Owatonna.
It is. We're very proud of the festival and excited that the folks come out and support it.
Now, before we get too much more into the things we want to find out, when is it? And how do we, what do you suggest people do as far as seating? Is there a cost? Is there a donation? That type of thing.
Wonderful question. It is on Saturday, June the 18th, so this coming Saturday. It's going to be this Saturday at 11 o'clock is the start time. If you'd like to attend any of the 3 performance zones, the first zone is up on Lincoln, and it is right in front of the Trinity Lutheran Church up there. So get up there is a great place to observe the bands perform. A little farther down the street on Lincoln, between Agnes and, between Agnes and Academy is the second play zone. And then the judges zone is downtown, Linda, right at the intersection of Elm and Main. This is where the patrons get to sit, and there is no cost to sit in any of those other areas except for in the reserved bleachers there in the judges zone. And we've got some patrons that just really are fabulous about supporting our festival. It's $70 for a single person or $125 for a couple. And with that, they get reserved parking downtown that's close to the festival. They get a VIP brunch. They get reserved seating right in the bleachers there. They get a nice little gift takeaway in our festival program. It's just a wonderful spot to be able to observe these bands perform. And instead of trying to get there, 2, 3, 4 hours early and put their blankets and chairs out in hopes that they're going to get a seat, they know that they're going to get the best seats to be able to observe the festival.
So would you contact the festival board to become a patron? Or?
You would contact Ann Miller. She's our festival patron event coordinator, and Ann's number is 451-3400. And if you were to give a call there, they'll be able to get you connected if you've not already got your patron passes for this year's event.
And what time do they usually get to the main grandstand?
The event starts at 11 o'clock up on Lincoln, but it takes about 25 minutes before they're actually down in the judges area. And it's usually shortly after 1 o'clock when Owatonna, the last school to come through an exhibition, gets through. And then if they want, they can wander over to Central Park. It's a lot of fun over there to watch the students as they wait for the announcement of the awards. They have just kind of their own party going on over there. They have a great time. It's a wonderful atmosphere. Kids are celebrating, the directors and staff are celebrating with them, and it's just a fun place to be.
And it's really a great thing to see the sportsmanship among these competing bands when they have their little rally in the park and they're waiting for the announcements. And it's just really fun to watch and how they cheer each other on, no matter what school they're from.
That's absolutely true, and it is somewhat unique to this activity. We have these kids put in just countless hours of preparation and practice to be ready for the event. And when they do compete against each other, they pretty much understand they're competing against themselves. They can't control that other school.
Right.
They can't control what the judges are going to say. So they are very supportive of each other. They know what goes into this. And so it is fun to see that even while they might not get first place in their class, they're cheering for the school that did.
Yeah, it's just a really festive morning,
It is.
afternoon. A lot of fun.
It is. It's a very family-friendly event.
A couple times I've had to be out of town and disappointed that I had to, but when we're here we try to catch it. Let's talk about how long has the festival been going on?
This is the 7th annual year already. It's hard to believe we're that far down the road.
All righty. Why don't you talk about this year's bands and their various, I guess there's classes, if you could explain that?
There are 3 classes. These classes are based on criteria from the Judges Association, things like the size of the school district, the size of the band program, and the years of experience that band has been marching competitively are all considered. So we have 3 classes. Class A, we've got New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva, Kirkhoven, Murdoch, and Sunburg, Winona, Cotter, Dover, Iota, and Lake City. Now that sounds like a lot of schools. A lot of those are consolidated districts, so that's actually 5 different bands. In Class 2A, Richfield, Malacca, and Henry Sibley. And in 3A, Waconia, Mankato 77 Lancers, and the 728 Cadets. A lot of these schools do consolidate. You know, people weren't aware, for example, over in Mankato, that this is their entire school district and surrounding communities. So it's not just Mankato West or East or the Catholic school. There are lots of students in that area that audition to get into that. Same for the 728 cadets up in the Rogers, Zimmerman, and Elko area. Those students that live in that area audition to try to be part of the 728 cadets. And so it's always a close competition. A lot of these schools have been here many times before, and they love our festival, and they try to get in right away. In fact, just an interesting thing, we are usually full by the end of February as far as the festival being booked, and we open registration in December. Interesting that one of our goals has been to become one of the premier festivals in the state, and we think we're getting there, but we felt like it was a feather in our cap this year that we opened that registration in December, and in less than 24 hours, we were full.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, they were waiting for us to post, I think, because we were already full and ready to go.
Wow. Now, you talked about the different classes, and just to touch on, like, for instance, the Lancers. So you're saying that's more of students from all high schools in that area, and the Lancers is more like a club?
Well,
a band club maybe that goes out and performs, or is it part of a school?
It is not supported directly by any one school. I couldn't say whether those schools support that program, though. But it's a regionalized organization, maybe would be a better way to say it.
And they they have auditions, would you think?
Yes.
Wow, so that explains the Lancers, and what's the other three?
728 cadets and Waconian, they are all outstanding programs in all the classes, but that's our Class 3A group.
And they've returned year after year.
Yes, they have, and they battle head-to-head every year.
And who's the honorary marshal this year?
Patsy White. You know, Vern and Patsy did a lot for the arts and for the Owatonna area, and Vern was a longtime employee out at the Wenger Corporation, so it's our honor this year to be able to honor Patsy White in this way.
Oh, great. And how will they be honored? Will they...
You know, she'll get to come to the VIP brunch, obviously, at no cost, and then she'll ride through the beginning of the event in a convertible and get a chance to see everybody and wave, and then we've got reserved front row seats for her and her family right there in the judges area.
And
what are the kids judged on, Kim?
The students are judged on a wide variety of things. They are judged on their musical performance and their visual performance, but there are actually 6 judges that put that together. You've got judges that are judging the execution of the music. They're down on the street in amongst the kids listening for the notes. Are they playing with a good tone quality, a controlled range? And then you've got visual judges that are down watching the way that they march, the way they carry their instruments, the way their equipment is put together. And then you've got general effect judges up on the flatbed that are seeing what is this entire production communicating in terms of a theme? What's the overall effect that we're getting? And then there's a percussion judge and a color guard judge, and all of them have a certain amount of points that go together to determine who is actually going to get the top score overall when you consider all the factors.
a lot goes into it, very entertaining.
Very detailed, yeah.
And the students and the competitors work very hard.
They do. Two things. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, who are the major sponsors of this
I wanted to
year's
get
festival?
that in. Our major sponsors are Hy-Vee, the Owatonna People's Press, and the Wenger Foundation. We're very grateful for the support that they provide us. But in addition to that, we're really community-based here, and we want to thank our community businesses and the sponsors here in Owatonna that do so much to help this festival, our patron donors that attend that patron event, and the many, many volunteers that work. I would be crazy if I didn't say thank you to my board. They do the majority of this work. They're very, very good at what they do. And I just want to thank the Knights of Columbus Choir, and they're going to be doing our national anthem, and then entertaining the crowd in the judges area.
Thank you, Kim. We look forward to this Saturday.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Linda.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be on location with Julianna Skluzacek, so please stay with us.
Hi, my name is Ryan Gillespie with Bremer Bank Mortgage. By trusting your home loan needs to Bremer Bank, you are guaranteed a personalized, straightforward, and honest experience from application to closing. We look forward to guiding you through your next home purchase or refinance.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today. I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're on location here in Faribault at the Paradise Center for the Arts. And it's home to many things, but it's also home to the Merlin Players, the resident director of that, founder, Julianna Skluzacek. And we're here visiting with her today because it's her 100th play coming up. Welcome, Julianna.
Welcome to you, to Paradise.
It is, isn't it? You spend a lot of time here.
I do. There's actually a couch downstairs I can sleep on.
Well, you're so lucky. You get to spend so much time in Paradise.
Not so much Paradise in February, but yeah.
Oh, there's so much that makes that funny, I think. So anyway, well, Julianna, why don't you, for our guests, our viewers, why don't you share a little bit about yourself, how you got started in theater, what you'd like the viewers to know about you?
Well, I started in high school like most people, and went on. I was going to be an elementary ed teacher, and then when I actually went to college, went to Indiana University and went over to the theater building one day and auditioned for a show and got a lead role, and the rest is history.
So from there, how did you get here? If you take a step by step a little bit.
Okay, so my husband was in the Air Force at the time, and when he got out, we ended up in Owatonna, Minnesota. One of the things that was attractive to me about Owatonna was the fact that they had a community theater, Little Theater of Owatonna, where I really got my start in directing. They nurtured me and gave me a place to learn.
As I too, because I've worked under you. You've mentored me, so thank you, and many times. So why directing? You found out
I'm a middle child and oldest girl. I'm a naturally bossy person, so it just kind of fit my skill set.
And speaking of your skill set, you realize this was something that you've learned about through the years, that you realized you needed a little extra, more knowledge that you probably weren't getting just on your own.
Correct.
So where did you went for schooling?
Yeah, I went back to University of Minnesota, and I got a directing degree there and worked under some wonderful mentors there. Ron Peluso, who's the artistic director at the History Theater, and Stephen Caney, who used to be an artistic director at the Guthrie, and he was so generous with his time, and I learned so much from those two. And I think another supporting person for me when I first got started was Sarah Foreman from Little Theater of Owatonna, and also at Pecor. So I've had great mentors over the years.
Okay. Now, what made you want to transition and have your own theater troupe?
Well, there was a group of us actually, there were about 10 of us, who decided that we wanted to have more control of our artistic choices and a little more opportunity to perform and to direct and do things like that. And so we formed the Merlin Players 21 years ago.
And what was involved with that at first? It wasn't just saying we're going to be the Merlin Players.
No. Well, you have to get a 501(c) number, and we had a local attorney who helped us with that, and you have to do bylaws, and we had someone else who helped us do that, and we were under the umbrella for a while of Kenyan Arts Council because I had directed 3 shows in Kenyan, and I had a lot of good friends over there. So.
And it also involved packing up a lot, did it not?
Yes, because we never really had a home we started out at Shattuck St. Mary's, but we couldn't keep our supplies there. We couldn't keep costumes there. They lived in Carol Cole's basement for, 17 years, and we couldn't. Lots of people had flats and paint in their garages and all that kind of stuff. And my basement was full of plastic tins with props in them and all kinds of stuff like that.
So how many years would you say Merlin Players was without a home?
Because of time constraints, we lost our home at Shattuck. We were doing 2 shows a year there. And so then for 3 years, we became a traveling troupe. And we would perform at Little Theater of Owatonna. We performed here in Faribault at the high school, and also at Northfield Arts Guild, and at the Grand Entertainment Center in Northfield as well. And the person who worked really hard during those years was Kevin Clegg, our light designer, because he would have to do lights in 3 different places. So.
And different each time, I would imagine.
Yes, different each time.
So what brought you here to the Paradise? How did that all collaboration happen?
Well, we had been looking for a performance space downtown to redo, and the Faribault Arts Center came to us and said they were thinking of, this space, and would we like to partner with them? When we talked about it, we said, sure, let's go.
And so when did you open here as a resident?
10 years ago this coming fall.
Well, congratulations,
Yeah.
10 years. Now, how many years have you been in theater?
A long time, Linda. You're not going to get me to say how old I am.
Never. We never give that up.
That's right.
Okay, so a long time, but even so, 100 shows. That's quite an accomplishment. I don't care what venue, what area and entertainment you're in, whether it's Broadway, the community theater route. That's another thing I think viewers would like to know about you. The MACT, what does that stand for?
Oh, Minnesota Association of Community Theaters. I'm on that state board. I've been on that board for about 15 years.
And what do they do?
They are a source of information, and also just, helping theaters connect with each other and learn from each other.
And they have a artistic weekend once a year, is it, or every other year?
Every other year they have a one-act play festival.
And you've taken a team down there and done well, haven't you?
We won it in 2009 and went on to Nebraska to the regionals. So it was fun, Merlin Players.
So we'll bring you up to present date. What has been your biggest challenge over the years in theater?
Wow, that's a good question. I think just always pushing myself to learn more, to never get satisfied. There's a lot of new tech out there now, and I've had some great young people to teach me how to do things, how to run sound off of an iPad, and and things like that. And how to do back projections and lots of things like that.
So you always have to be willing to change in order to put on a good show.
Absolutely.
Let's talk would you like to talk some about the current production?
1776, you're looking at the set. And we're opening June 17th, and I'm very excited about it. I have an amazing cast led by Paul Summers as John Adams, and Jerry Fox as Benjamin Franklin, and a young man who's new to us, Jared Mogan, who is coming from the Twin Cities to play Thomas Jefferson. And you should hear these 20 guys sing. Oh, they put up a beautiful noise.
I know some of them, and they're quite good. And there's also 2 ladies in the play.
Yes, there are. Abigail Adams, played by Kim Schaffenbuhl, and Sydney Plate Sahlstrom, who is playing Martha Jefferson. And so we're having a wonderful time. We have rehearsal later on here tonight, and this place will be filled with activity and all kinds of energy, and just here in about 25 minutes. So.
And has there been a collaboration with this show?
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I wouldn't have been able to do it without Colette Flom, these costumes are gorgeous. Wait till you see them. They're really quite amazing. John Fury, my dear friend who's designed this beautiful set. I've got good friends, Jackie Oslin and Lisa Quimby, working on props, and great people in the orchestra pit. And it's going to be really fun.
I just don't think people realize what it takes. When you do one show, approximately what's the block of time involved for you?
Straight shows are 6 weeks of rehearsal up to technical week, so it's full 7, and add a week of that for musicals because you have to learn music. So.
And times 100. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
So it's such an accomplishment.
I made about 3 cents an hour.
And the show's coming up, or the show that's opening here, and it opens on the Friday the 17th?
That's correct. Come on opening night, and you'll be able to partake of a reception afterwards and have free food and wine.
So 1776 opens June 17th, runs the 18th, which there'll be a 2 o'clock matinee on that Saturday
That's
because
correct.
of Heritage Days.
Right.
And then Sunday the 19th will be a matinee as well.
Right.
And then the following weekend is normal times, Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday.
No, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thursday, Friday,
23rd,
Saturday.
24th, 25th at 7:30.
Okay.
Tickets are going well. Call 332-7372.
Okay, so I hear it's going to be a great show, 1776.
Yes, come learn how the Declaration of Independence got written and signed.
Okay, well, it was great talking to you, and we wish you the best.
Thanks so much, Linda.
Okay. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed hearing all about Julianna Skluzacek and her 100th play coming up. Now it's time for community announcements. Be our guest, serving community meals in God's name. Free meals are available each week in Owatonna at the following locations: Tuesdays, St. Joseph Catholic Church; Wednesdays, Bethel Baptist Church; and Sunday, Trinity Lutheran Church. Flag Day is Tuesday, June 14th, and the Owatonna Elks Lodge will hold their traditional Flag Day ceremony at 7 p.m. that night at the lodge. The ceremony will involve the Knights of Columbus Men's Chorus, the 4th Degree Knights of Columbus, the VFW Color Guard, and Elks Lodge officers. There will be a spaghetti supper served at 6 p.m. Please call the Elks at 451-1395 to reserve if you are coming to the supper. A reminder that July 1 is the deadline to nominate a Steele County resident for the 2016 Male and Female Outstanding Senior Citizen Volunteer Award for Steele County. Nominees must be 70 or older by June 1st. Nomination forms are available at the fair office from Senior Place and from Bruce Kubicek at 451-6616 or on the Steele County Free Fair website at www.scff.org. Okay, Power of the Purse, a fundraiser for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, Tuesday, June 14th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Owatonna Country Club. Live and silent auctions are $50 per person. Movies in the Park is underway. Friday, June 17th at Central Park. Movies will begin at sunset. Pre-movie activities will begin an hour before movie time. And then coming up is the 38th Young Life Golf Tournament, Saturday, June 18th, Brooktree Golf Course. For more information, call the Young Life office at 451-9401. That's all we have for announcements today, and we invite you to join us on Wednesday when our guests will be Deb Gillard, and we'll have an update from Brookdale Senior Living, and then we're going to hear all about Medford Straight River Days. So you'll want to join us on Wednesday, and meanwhile, have a great day.